Frangela, how do you feel about having your Gloria jingle ruined by Donald Trump and Donald Trump Jr. listening to it while they were watching the rioting and cheering it on?
Oh my God! I mean, where do we start with the sedition and the insurrection and the disrespect? Yes, let's start with the jingle because that was disrespectful too.
I'm trying to be really careful. I have a sign up, no cussing.
That's right.
I find this week to be particularly challenging, and I would like a special exemption from the FCC.
Thank you. So granted. I mean, I just, even the journalism covering it, it's just having to ask people, do you think it would be different if these were Black Lives Matter protests? I mean, seriously, exactly. You just burst out laughing. Like, yes, we saw it. We saw how it was different.
We were like, what kills me is I woke up Thursday and I was like, I am in complete agreement with Claire McCaskill and Joe Scarborough, and that should never happen.
Not never, no, never, not on in any universe on any planet.
Because they both sketched out, and I give it to Claire because Claire was the first person to say it openly on MSNBC. She said, if these people were Black, they'd be dead. She just said it. Like, people have been hinting around it. Like, this seems like a different response than it was for the peaceful protests. And it's like, no. And then Joe said they'd be shot in the face. And I was like, I'm in complete agreement with these two people right now. It is the most disgusting thing.
Did you see? I mean, some of one of the, well, you've heard this, I'm sure by now. One of the rioters said, "This is not America. They're shooting at us. They're supposed to shoot BLM, but they're shooting the Patriots." I mean, and so
supposed to shoot,
right?
Yeah. Right.
Because see, on Tuesday, this is the thing about America. We like to make our lessons hard, fast, and not learn them. So on Tuesday, we get told that it's okay. Proper police procedure is to grab an unarmed man by his T-shirt, be holding him, and shoot him 7 times in the back. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how you handle a routine stop where you suspect somebody might have a firearm but haven't seen anything. That's okay. So to wake up to this mess. Yeah. It's like white people can literally storm the Capitol. They tore down an entire branch of our 3-branch government.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. And egged on by the President of the United States, his lawyer, and his son.
And not
indirectly.
indirectly.
None of which who have been charged.
Yeah.
Directly, they left a rally with these people. Like when I heard somebody say, well, you'd have to show. They walked from the rally because the president told them and Rudy told them to be in combat mode to the riot.
Yes.
And they're there now. I have friends there now. I have people there now who live in Virginia, and they are all staying in hotels outside of D.C. They're not hard to find. In fact, I have a friend who's a cop, and he's been stationed at a hotel parking lot, and they are watching their cars, which, by the way, these idiots being stupid have done stuff like blacked out their license plates, so you know exactly who it is. And they're staying at the hotels, and they've all extended their stays.
Yeah.
And it's like, just go arrest them.
Yeah, I mean, and either they're taking selfies or letting them through, or you also have to say some Capitol Police did fight valiantly, one to his death. So but there's one of the people's quoted as saying, "You just lost the only people in the country who stand behind you," shouted one Trump supporter to riot police. "You serve Satan," shouted another. I mean,
oh my God,
police are supposed to be against lawlessness. Period. Black, white, in between. Right.
I hope we're here that we finally get this now. And this is I was talking to a friend of mine about it last night. I'm like, here's the problem. When people talk about police reform, and I think especially in this country, people get really caught up in the race of the cop. The race of the cop is blue.
Yeah.
That is how they operate. And I give it up to Shameless. This is their last season, and they've been really riding the Chicago Police Department, and they've been making this point that the cops, I believe the problem with the cops is beyond systemic. The reality is from the beginning of that organization, it has been about the harassment, the containment, and the murdering of Black people. And that's what they are. They are completely infiltrated by white nationalists. And in order to deal with that, I think we got to gut the police department and start over because it is full. What we watched there was beyond complicity.
Yeah.
They had a branch of our government cower on the ground with oxygen hoods on while people who were armed below them.
Francis, I'm with Eric Swalwell, aren't you? That there had to be inside help. whether it was from Capitol Police or Republican congressmen. There is no way they knew how to get to all those offices and all that. Do you think?
Absolutely. And when you look
they
at
found
the people
Pelosi's
who were
office?
in that group, I see paramilitary people. Who are these men advancing on the Capitol Police like that? Because I'm going to tell you something. Those people didn't look like, some of those people didn't look like they've been eating like a tub of ribs and some hot wings, okay? And they were just an unruly mob and things got crazy and weird at a Trump rally. No, I don't think. And what did they steal when they went up into our representatives' offices? And what did they? Because if I worked there and my computer had been in a room, I wouldn't put a keystroke back into it. Because what did they leave?
But what kills me, Michael Brown is dead because an officer, and nobody's in trouble for that because an officer said he suspected he had stolen a cigar from a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
He's dead. These people shot in the back 5 times. Again,
we mourn the loss of life of everybody, but this woman, the QAnon Trump supporter that was shot, she was going through the office into the speaker's area, second in line to the presidency. Breonna Taylor was sleeping in her bed and was shot to death. And
that was fine. Nobody's been charged in that.
There's no comparison, and the president of the United States has ginned up this group of people by telling them continuously that there's fake media, that this election was stolen, that the votes were changed, and people sincerely do think that they are fighting for something that is good in this country. When this man is lying to them, we cannot have this bifurcated media anymore.
Yeah,
he's got to go.
And you know what? Because of I always joke about my 98 or 97-year-old Fox News watching mom. But this, the woman that was killed, ardent Fox News watcher, tweeted and retweeted Fox accounts over and over. And
she's a veteran. She was a veteran. We trained her.
Yeah. But I mean,
that's what we have to look at.
Full QAnon. I mean, it really is. That is another level of tragedy. Because these just, deluded people that I mean, what do we do with that amount of people that are just completely crazy in our country?
And meanwhile, the media is portraying her as a decorated veteran, whereas Trayvon Martin, who did absolutely nothing, is being remembered as a thug. It's that disconnect that I just do not get.
Well, it's this is the thing, because your eyes aren't racist.
I know.
And that's the problem for you. It's a good thing, but like I watched Chuck Todd when we were watching the footage when that first we saw the black police officer. He's like backing up the stairs and running. He's got his baton out, and there's this group that's doing this advance and stopping, like Francis said, that looks way too coordinated and way too they know what they're doing. And he's trying to egg the cop to hit him because he whatever, and the cop's running away. Chuck Todd literally said, "Are they being escorted out of the building?" And I was like, "What in the what? That's what you see?"
Yeah. This MFer in Pelosi's office, the pro-Trump rioter who managed to vandalize and loot Pelosi's office, identified as Arkansas native Richard Barnett. First of all, they're not Antifa. We know who these people are. After he bragged to reporters about his successful raid, willingly sharing information with them, Barnett revealed he put a quarter on her desk after stealing an envelope from Pelosi's office because he's not a thief. Unconcerned with punishment he could face for the crime, Barnett posed for photos with the envelope, which he also claimed to have bled on. He said, and then he made it safely back out to brag about it. Do you think a Black American could get away with this? Said Mohammed Safa on Twitter.
Let me tell you something. Black elected representatives can't get in the building. Every time they come there, they can't get in the building, let alone a mob. They let them in. They walk them in. They showed them where to go. My sister lives in an apartment building in Virginia. She went down she and her fiance went downstairs. She's pregnant, right? They go downstairs to the pizza place to just get something to eat. And those people are there. They're in that restaurant. And she's just like, she can't leave her apartment because these people are roaming freely around the Capitol and not being arrested and not being brought in for questioning. And that is disgusting.
Yeah, he says, I wrote her a nasty note. I put my feet up on her desk. When the police arrived with pepper spray, I said, I paid for this. It's mine. And I left. He's a self-proclaimed white nationalist who had prepared for a violent death in this attack on the Capitol. How did he get to walk out? How do you get to walk out of the
Because they're with
him?
Right. Because they're white nationalists too. And I know people don't want to hear this. And I know people love this refrain, if there are some good cops, show me them. Show me the good cops. And I don't mean that once a year when they give out Christmas gifts.
Right.
Yeah.
Show me, when I see cops telling on other cops, because you know who they are.
Yeah.
If good cops were telling on bad cops, there'd be no bad cops. But they're not, because the organization itself it's cancerous. We're past the point of chemo for it.
Yeah.